Hello and welcome back to another interesting Warframe video. So just a few days ago I made a video and talked about my Sentinel, and I asked if anyone needed help understanding the status chance formula for shotguns, and someone responded. So hopefully this will help you understand how shotguns don't really lose out in proccing status. In fact, you might even think that it is better after this video. I have to warn you guys that this may contain a lot of calculations, so if you do not like numbers, then the summary is that status chance display for the shotgun is pretty much accurate, and it is better for proccing non-damage over time status, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And for my fellow technical and practical audience, are you ready? Are you ready for some numbers? In that case, let's get started. So first thing is you have to understand about probability. Sorry for sounding like a high school teacher, but just to be clear, let's do one example. You have a dice with 6 sides and the chance of it landing at 1 is 1 over 6. Type that in your calculator and you'll get 0.167, which is about 17%. If you were to ask, what are the chances of you getting a 1 from rolling the dice 5 times? So obviously, your chances is getting a lot higher now, because for you to roll that 1 out of 5 tries, you have a larger chance, a larger probability than 17. But how much exactly? So the way to calculate this is to use 1, which is 100%, minus 0.17, which is 17%, to get the chance of not getting 1. And then what you want to do is you want to times itself as many times as you roll. So in this case, it is 5 times. Therefore, you have 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83 times 0.83, which you can write as 0.83 to the power 5. And the answer you get is the chance of not getting 1 in 5 tries. Therefore, if you take 1, which is the 100%, minus the answer you get, you will get the percentage of you getting 1 in 5 tries. So in this case, it will be 1 minus 0.394 equals to 0.606, which is about 61%. And that is the chance you will get the number 1 at least once when you roll 5 times. And that is how they come up with the formula shown in Wiki. 40% chance is the overall chance, 5% chance per pellet, and there are 10 pellets, which means 10 tries. And you should get an overall equation that looks like this. So should you pay attention on the overall chance or the chance per pellet? Now to me it's obvious, it is definitely the overall chance. Now this kind of formula is really useful because let's just say, for example, you use a relic to find a rare prime part, and it has a 10% chance of it being the reward. Most people will think that, okay, 10%, that means if I do it 10 times, I should get at least once, which is not true. It is like saying I have a coin and the chances of getting hits is 50%, so if I flip it twice, I will at least get 1 hit. Now the truth is, if you have a coin and you want to get a hit and you flip it twice, your chances of getting hits is 75%, okay, because of the formula shown. Therefore, if you have 10% chance of getting a rare part and you do the mission 10 times, you actually only have a 0.65 or 65% chance of getting what you want. Now back to the shotgun. As the overall chances increase, the chances per pellet also increase, but it increases exponentially, as shown in this graph. And because it is so hard to make it 100%, in order for it to reach that amount, all the pellet must be at 100% as well. So now let's say you have a 100% proc chance on every single pellet. A misconception is that you will be getting all elements and non-element status proc from your weapon every shot. Sadly, every shot can only proc up to 2 types of status effects. Same goes with melee weapons and also rifle. You can test this with a Vectis modded to 100% status chance, and you will realize that you will not be able to do more than 2 procs per shot. And to make sure each pellet is not considered as a separate shot, they implemented a rule that did not work very well. It states that when one of the pellet procs, all of the others from the same shot can only proc the same 2 status. Example, if slash and viral were to proc, you can only have multiple slash or viral procs. But in practice, even with less than 100% proc chance, there is a probability of proccing more than 2 status per shot with a shotgun, and this troubled many players for years. To be honest, I cannot tell you for sure why did that happen, but I have a theory that I feel is quite fulfilling to what we are experiencing. I believe this is caused by how a shot is being defined. This idea came to me when I saw a toxic and a bleed proc that looked ever so slightly out of timing. Because it came from one same shot, the ticks should have happened at the same time. So could it be that there are some pellets that somehow did not came out at the same time, or due to the curvature of the target, it did not hit the enemy at the same time, causing it to be considered as a different shot? Now, to add to my theory, they also mentioned that when multi-shot mods are added, the statement of the pellets doing the same proc type is no longer true. Maybe it is because of the calculation delay after a shot is fired to determine whether it will multi-shot and whether if there is that extra bullet that it needs to fire, which I'll explain later. These delays are too short for the naked eye, but maybe it meant something to the machines. Multi-shot basically increased the amount of pellets it will produce. For example, the Tigris Prime shoots 8 pellets. If you have a maxed out Hell Chamber, you will gain 120% more, which means you'll get 17.6 pellets. Every shot you make, you will do 17 pellets with a 60% chance of doing an extra pellet. Of course, with more pellets, this means that you will have higher chances of proccing as well. Now, I'll tell you why DOT or damage over time status is bad with shotguns that cannot achieve a 100% proc chance. Let's say you have an overall status chance of 60% and you shoot 10 pellets. So that means that when you fire, you have a 60% chance of one of those pellets will do a proc. And when it does, the DOT or damage over time damage is based on that one pellet damage. This is why it is bad. However, if you can achieve 100% proc chance, all of the pellets will proc and the DOT of all the pellets will be as a combined value based on your weapon. So an example is if your weapon has 1000 damage and it shoots 10 pellets, each pellet will do 100 damage. When one of them procs bleed, it will do 35 damage per tick. If all of them procs, then it will do a total of 350 damage per tick. So as a summary, a shotgun has the potential to do more status types, but lower status DOT damage. The status chance is the same as it displays, and at 100% status chance, it will do the correct damage of DOT based on the weapon, and a very high chance of proccing different types of status, more than just 2. Alright, so that is my time. I believe that the information today I'm sharing doesn't really affect the older players. that's been in Warframe for a really long time, because they pretty much know what to expect from a shotgun. And it's not like the information here will change much of their perspective. However, I think this could help some of the newer players, like they know what to avoid for a shotgun. For example, DOT damage on a shotgun that does not have a 100% proc chance, or you can also use a shotgun as a initial damage before you do your condition overload combos. Once again, thank you very much for staying with me. This has been a very interesting week, but sadly it is also very tiring making so many videos. Because of how YouTube works, it's actually really hard for small timers like me to grow at this time. So I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. Go ahead and like if you feel that the information here you get is good, and also subscribe if you want to see more. As always, have a pleasant day, and bye bye.